Okay, just thanks for coming out and being here, and thanks to our fans. I thought our fans were amazing. They were loud the whole game. The environment in the stadium is great. Our stadium people do a great job. It's a fun place to be, right? Especially at night. So hats off to everybody on that. And then to our players. Our players just fought. They trusted one another, and they never gave up on one another. I think the faith level was at an all-time high. Proud of them for that, and we're happy to have the victory. And we've got to go to work and get ready to play a tough Giants team in New York. Okay, what questions do you have?
John, how big of a win was this in the fashion that you did it, especially after how the first two games went?
Well, I just think it's an important win because we had an opportunity to move into position in the division. You know, that's really from a long-term perspective. Nobody's going to win the division in October, but you know these games are going to go a long way at the end of the season. So, like our guys were saying, we've just got to keep stacking practices and plays and as many wins as we can, and that's what we're going to be determined to do.
John, you guys paid a lot of attention to Jamarr Chase. How big of a focus was he going into this game?
He was a big focus. I mean, we rotated some of our coverage in his way and stuff like that, and we had a couple of double teams. But really, for the most part, you can't overdo it because they've got a lot of good receivers out there. I mean, they've got T. Higgins, they've got Boyd, they've got Hayden Hurst. You know, the backs, have been great receivers for those guys. Mixon's caught a ton of balls. So they've got a lot of weapons out there, and as soon as you start putting too much focus on one spot, the ball goes to another place. So I think we played well across the board. We covered them singled up numerous times. I thought our corners did a great job. They had a few catches, but we had a number of plays too. So just proud of all the guys.
John, did you guys open that final drive with a couple of pass plays, but it obviously ended with the run? How nice is it, or how much of a luxury is it to have a rushing game that can be the kind of engine of a late game, 2-minute drill type offense?
Well, I mean, Jonas, you're exactly right. That's just what we got to keep working for. I mean, it's a big part of our formula, right? And the ability to do that, and not just do that. We want to be able to run the ball on first and second down too, and get first downs doing that without ever getting to third down or third and short. So it's just a big part of who we are. And we've still got some work to do there, and we've got to keep improving. But they did a good job tonight.
Excuse me, sorry about that. John, did you have a yardage mark in mind for Justin there? And how much respect did it show for Taylor to start calling timeouts when you still were a 54-yard field goal away?
I'm not sure about the last part, the timeouts. What do you mean?
He called his first timeout when it would have been a 54-yard field goal.
Yeah, I don't think that was what he was thinking. I think he was just thinking he wants a chance. If they get a stop, then they want to get the ball back to kick their own field goal. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he figured we're in field goal range, but it doesn't really matter. If they get the stop there, then either they win the game, they're on a knee, or they've got a chance to respond. So that was probably his thinking on that, and he did the right thing with that. But once we got into that range, I mean, we wanted to get as many yards as we could, but we also didn't want to, we didn't want to not give Tuck an opportunity. So, I mean, it worked out great. Lamar got yards. I think Kenyon Drake got yards. Those guys did a great job of that. I tell you, J.K. Dobbins deserves a lot of credit. Kenyon, J.K., Mike Davis had some good runs, but boy, J.K. really had some runs, didn't he? To go along with the offensive line. That was big for us.
John, we saw Ronnie rotate the series. Did that all kind of go according to plan? And how did you think he looked in the time that he did play?
Seemed like he looked really good. I'm looking forward to seeing the tape. I know he felt like he played well. That was the plan. We had a certain rotation plan, and they stuck to it throughout the whole game. Pat McCarry deserves a lot of credit. The rest of the offensive line, too.
John, what can you tell us about Marcus Williams?
He's got a dislocated wrist. That's going to be a significant amount of time. So we'll know more, tomorrow and through the week.
John, what went into the decision to go for the field goal, to go up 16-10, I believe, instead of going for the touchdown?
Well, we had an idea. We ran it out there, and, you saw us execute what we tried to do. We didn't quite get what we wanted to go for it. So you take the delay game, and it doesn't really cost you anything to take the delay and kick the field goal. If we'd had what we wanted, we could have gone for it, but that's the decision that was made on the field, and it was the right decision.
John, you talk about the play that Marcus Peters blew up, the double reverse they had at that time to keep them out.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, that was a big play. I mean, there's a lot of things happening on that drive that, we're going to have to go back and look at. I don't know about some of the stuff that took place there, but it got down to the, 6-inch line or something like that. And, for him to make that play, maybe it was a 2-yard line. Do you guys remember what it was?
I think it was the two.
The 2? Okay, the 2. The other one was a 6-inch. But for him to come off the edge there and make that play, just a great football play. It really wasn't a design piece of what we were doing. Marcus made a great football play. And then to make the tackle, in that situation, the thing was covered. I thought we did a great job out there covering the quarterback on that Philly special, so that was good. One other thing about operation, you asked about operation. Lamar, I mean, someone had asked Lamar about the operation. It really deserves a lot of credit. Throughout the game, I mean, how many times, you get the clock running down. He operates the clock so well. The 2-minute drive, he handled it great. Got him with 12 on the field. That was big. He got him with 12 on the field, knew he had 12 on the field, got the timeout back for us. That was a big part of that drive.
John, what does it say about Lamar? I mean, winning drive, 4 times he runs it in almost. What does that say about Lamar?
I mean, there's very few quarterbacks. There's nobody like Lamar. I mean, they're great quarterbacks. You can't take away anything from some of the great quarterbacks in this league, and he is in that group. I mean, I'll take him over everybody. He's ours. We love Lamar. He's the Ravens quarterback. I know the Ravens fans feel the same way. It's just we love him. Our players love him. Our organization loves him. Everybody loves him for that reason right there. And he does it his way, and he just wants to win. That's what he wants to do. He wants to win. That's what he cares about, and that's why the guys respect him so much.
Hey, John, what are your thoughts on Jason PierreOff performance now? How he's adjusting to the team?
He seems like he's doing a good job. I felt good about him. I thought he got pressure on the quarterback, played the run, and still there's little things, he's going to be upset about that he could have played a little bit better, but he really cares. This guy loves football, and he wants to be good, and I just think he's kind of rounding into shape right now, too, so I think he's only going to keep getting better.
Is there ever any hesitation to send Justin Tucker out for a 58-yard field goal?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, Patrick got the interception, and then the drive didn't work out quite what we wanted, and that was a hard one. That was a tough one because normally, you're playing good defense, and your thought is going to be to pin him down in there and keep him down in there. Now we're starting the second half. We're going to put him at the 50-yard line if we miss that field goal and give him an opportunity to do something. That was not an easy choice. But in the end, the scale tips toward Justin, and that's what we did. And I give Justin deserves all the credit, but so does Nick, and so does Stout. Those guys did a great job along with the protection.
John, so you and Ronnie and Dobbins got out of the game healthy as far as you know, right? It just was part of the pitch count that they weren't on the field for the last drive.
Yes.
All right.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.